Hello, good evening.
Hey
everyone. Hi ladies. Hi out there. My name is Taiwo. This is Girlfriends on radio. This is Girlfriends on 103.1 FM.
103.1. You got it.
Alright, it's Taiwo and Noshei and Ngozi once again. Hello ladies, and once again I'm gonna ask you, how was your week?
Hectic. I almost had a disaster, but it was averted, so I'm good.
Yay. Well, what would I say? I think my week was just blah. Same old.
We need to get you out of last week it was blah as well.
It was just same old. But I think
Nothing
in everything,
exciting.
but in everything, I still have reason to thank God for the way the week went.
I was going to say, so I thank God for the week. I didn't get home earlier than 9 every single day, but I thank God it's over.
Oh my God. I don't know how you do that, but it's even good that you said that because that just relates to the topic that we're talking about today. So, like Ngozi mentioned just a moment earlier, she didn't get home until 9 every day of the week.
That's early.
That's early.
That's early.
That's true.
Yeah, that's early. So,
alright, today we're talking about work balance. You know, how do you balance your work life and your social life? You know, how do you find that balance between, you know, work and your life?
And
work is part of life anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what exactly is the balance? Like, what's the percentage? Should it be 50 for work, 20 for family? What exactly is it? You know.
Well, the truth about it is that for me, it's a myth. It's a complete myth. I don't know how to achieve it because basically I work in a place where it's assumed that is your life. So there's no work life. That is your life, and basically it's all work. And even when you're not at work, you're thinking or you're processing something about work, and that's why you have a laptop. Not a
You know, we're talking about this actually before the show, and I said it like it's like most employers expect you to give your all and your whole life to work.
And then you know, it creates this environment where everybody is very tense and, you know, stressed in the office. You know, you come to the office and you're thinking you can't sneak out of the office by 5. They're gonna notice, you know, and it feels like if you're leaving earlier than every other person, then it's like you said earlier on, that people look at you like you're not committed to that job.
Sure.
So when we come back, we'll just take a musical break. When we come back, we'll talk about how much work is enough work, you know, how much work is too much work, you know, and then how do you achieve, you know, a work balance? How do you look at life and say, okay, you know what, this is going to be for work, and then this few hours I'll spend with my friends, family, kids, blah blah blah. And is it a myth like Ngozi is so sure it is?
Yeah. Alright, welcome back to Girlfriends on Unilag 103.1 FM. And I'm Anu, and I'm basically here with my girlfriends, Taiwo, Shay, and the lovely Ngozi. And we're talking about work balance today. Can it be achieved? What's the ideal? Now, let's start by saying, what would you say is the ideal way that your work, how to balance work and life?
Before we dive into that, let me just, if you guys want to be a part of the show, or you want to, you know, contribute somehow, you can text us at 0701 672 3656. That's 0701 672 3656. A opinion, and then we'll all discuss. So
I would have thought it's 9 to 5. I you know, 9 because you can get out early. There's that window and get in, you know, by 9, have coffee or whatever, and just leave. But I think it's only people who work in all companies who have those kind of jobs. I think everybody just assumes that you should give them like 8 to 10. You know, I think so for me, I think how the balance can be achieved is really just to find days when it's not that long, your day doesn't really last that long, and just devote it entirely to your family or your relationships or your friends as much as you can, and really try and trim off some other things that can actually wait.
As women, obviously, I know that it's a man's world, although I know many ladies don't like
hearing that's debatable.
But as women, you know, it's even more peculiar for us, because as a guy, you can argue is the head of the family, so we can excuse him not coming in on time, you know. But for the women, you know, the mothers who have hectic jobs or who have kids, and you know, how are you there for your husband? How are you a wife? How are you a mother? How are you a cook? How are you there? Like, how do you, and then how are you a good employee? How do you
balance?
Yeah.
Seriously, when you like put everything down in a list like that, in a long list like that, you know, you just try not to think about it. You need Jesus, you need God, because if you don't have, you know, God's grace, it's really impossible for you to, you know, do everything. Sometimes I look back and think, okay, am I superwoman? Because you have commitments, and at the office you have to give 100%. 100% means that you're taking work home, or you're thinking about what you're going to do tomorrow, or what you're going to, you know. So definitely, it's like work does not end, but at the same time, you also have other commitments that still, you know, are there too.
100%. Well, that office, now you're not 100%. Most offices is more than 100%.
That's
and it's about juggling, and it's about time management, and it's giving prioritizing. Simple. Short, the long and short of it all is you have to prioritize. I have to prioritize and cut. You have to cut and cut and cut and cut and know that, okay, this is what I need to do. This is what I have to do. And yeah, some of these things they have to slide, but these ones I can't let it slide in any way. Is it my duties as a mother, my duties as a wife? You have to learn how to, of course, that means of course you have to manage your home. You have to people that will do things for you, and the things that you have to do yourself. You have to wake up earlier than some other normal. Some people I know one of my sisters, she wakes up 4 a.m. to take care of her children. She takes care of her children, you know, she gets them ready for school and all that. And then you move on and still have to go to work and put in 110%. I don't know where you work. 100% enough.
110.
And then when you talk about people that work for themselves, that is even worse, my sister. So let's not.
But you know what? There's so many things in a society like Nigeria, in a society like Lagos. So many things are demanding for your time. Saturday weekend you have Ashoebi somewhere, and you're thinking if you do not go, they look at you as antisocial.
Really?
They look at you like you're not being supportive. And the thing is, let's face facts. This is a highly traditional society, and things are expected of you. People put so much pressure on you and say, you know what, if you do not come for my party, or you don't come and identify with me when I'm celebrating, then that means you have something against me. And they don't want to understand that this is the only time I have for myself and for my kids and for my family. And even how do you balance it?
So and even to add to that, okay, someone who is active in church, sometimes Saturdays you're doing Sundays basically from morning till afternoon, or even sometimes evening, and then you also have fellowship and things like that. And I just feel that, in the workplace, there's just this assumption that if you're not working till 9, like we said earlier, you're not working.
It's true though. Sometimes you're done, you've cleared your desk, but you're thinking, I cannot go.
Why can't you go?
Especially when you're working for a one-man business.
Definitely,
and then the man is looking at you, boss who hasn't left.
Even if you're not doing anything, you have
looking
to
at you like, I'm paying your salary and you're just browsing on Facebook. What are you doing? You would understand that it's not the time put in, it's the effort put in and
productive hours.
Really. Exactly.
But I think it really boils down to prioritizing. I don't see the reason why. I spend so much time at work. During the weekends, I have to put it into my family. I go home twice this week and my daughter will literally start crying. I drop her at my mom's place and she'll just start crying, and I'm like, what have I done to this child? And I told myself today, I had stuff to do. My hair is rough. I wanted to go and make my hair, but I told myself that today I will pump the life out of me into this child, and by the time I'm coming to the studio, she'll be crying. And literally, that was what happened. If I had a wedding today, I would have also cancelled it. I think it's just making sure that when we have those extra hours, we cut off the nails we have to do, the hair we have to get done, the party we have to go to, or the friend we have to hang out with, and really just spend time with the people who mean the most to us, because they deserve it.
I keep on saying prioritize, and you say social obligations. There are some things that are not necessary. Sorry, but hey, you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend or whatever that's getting married and all that. Go for the engagement. Or go to church. It's not compulsory you go to the reception. If you're not there, look, there's time I start thinking, if I'm not there, will they get married? Yes. So I
feel that we should all start having that mentality. Even when you're doing something yourself, you're the one getting married, and maybe your girlfriend says, oh sorry, I can come for the engagement, not the wedding. I think we should
hate
start
on them,
becoming more understanding, because when we put ourselves in that shoe, because many times we will not understand. But we should look at our environment and look at how demanding it is and start to understand. And if everybody's of that, reasons that way, I think things will be easier.
All right, we'll take a musical break, and then when we come back, we'll try to conclude the show. So we're almost leaving, but let's just do a conclusion, okay? Let's just conclude.
Priorities. I have to keep on emphasizing that it's priorities. And there was a time in my life when I had a boss, and I was like her handbag. I had to go everywhere with her and all that. And then she works very hard, very cerebral lady, everything. I learned a lot from her. But the thing about her is that when you're closing, well, for me, I couldn't tell her I was closing because she'd tell me where am I going to. So I had to devise a system whereby I'll take my handbag and take it downstairs, and then so I'll just walk casually past her office and signal to her secretary that I'm off, and he knew, and he sympathized with me. Maybe the next day she just looked at me that I just disappeared and all that, but hey, I had to work my way around it, and she knew that fine where I was living and where I was staying, and I'd put in the work and all that. So after she had tested me, she knew that okay, I could do this and all that. So you have to come to an understanding.
I
think it's making the most of the time that you have, and particularly couples. When your wife comes back from work, okay, when your husband comes back from work at 11, please don't fight from 11 till 4 a.m. Seriously, you're getting burnt at both ends. You don't have the time to spend, and then the little time you have, you spend it fighting about not having enough time. I beg of you, please, it's work in progress, but I think that we should not get burnt at both ends. We should make the most of the little time, however little that we have.
I know. And it's basically like knowing what's important to you and actually committing everything that you have to according to the importance of what it is. You don't want to get to the end of the year and you go through your album and you don't have any significant memories you can look back on, that I shared this time with my family, I did this for myself. At the end of the day you feel empty. So it's about knowing the important things in life and knowing how to give the adequate time to them.
And like you said earlier, if you need to change your job, pray about it. I'm so happy, I always get home 6 o'clock every single day, and I feel like at 6 I can start living my life. I can read a book, I can cook, I can just do whatever I want to do, and I think that I just have the perfect job in terms of time
for you.
You
so have time for yourself.
So if you decide that this job is just not helping, you're working weekends, you're working on Sundays, then you probably need to start praying to God to give you a new job.
Yes, you do.
All right, guys, we have to leave. Our time is up, and then we'll see you same time next week. Please, we are online, okay? We are on Twitter, we are on Facebook, we are on Blogspot, we are on iPod. Oh no, that's an iPod. iTunes, and Blogspot. So find us at Girlfriend006 on Twitter, and on Blogspot it's girlfriend006.blogspot.com, and Facebook is Girlfriends Nigeria, or our page on Facebook is Girlfriends on Radio.
Cool. And if you want to be part of the show, remember Ty will rolled out the numbers. Okay, so remember next week, be ready by 6 o'clock on the DOT. Okay.
All right, guys. Bye.
Bye.